Here we go! 1 woman, 18 men, 0 homeowners! Let's do it! So we are in Australia. Cue your friend who did study abroad there who's like, yeah, I lived in Australia for a little bit. As if they had residency and hung out with anyone that wasn't American. You had sex with one guy who said brekkie, okay? You didn't live there. They go immediately from LA to Australia. This is such a long flight that I would be taking notes on everyone that went. Like, this guy looks like he definitely doesn't have TSA pre and asked the guy if he should take his change out of his pocket before going through the x-ray. I'm not wrong. Look at this guy's still angry at him because it took Spencer a long time to scan his ticket on his phone. He's like, wait, I gotta turn up the lighting on my phone? Is that why it's not working? Should I have printed out a paper ticket? Just not relatable to me. This guy took his shirt off in an airport after an 18-hour flight. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not taking my shirt off after I just ate 50 Biscoff cookies. They stay in a Marriott because they want to experience the culture. I gotta ask, what is this vest doing for this guy? That is not for warmth. That is not to protect him. It doesn't even fit right. If anything, it just looks kind of Steve Irwin-ish. It looks Outback-y. Is that why he wore it? You gotta wear the vest. Where else you gonna wear it? You look like you'd be out on the Outback. That's why you got the vest. I love when they check out the hotel room as if they've never been in a hotel. Like, who would do that? Who gets to a hotel room and is like, somersault time? Yeah. No, I gotta get my somersaults in. Gotta do my salts. Just gotta test out the couch in the room we'll never use. This is also something I've never seen men do. I've never seen, especially men who just took an 18-hour flight. I am not going near the crotch of another man after flying for 2 hours, never mind 18. This guy's just all up in that pit. They're reading the date card. I love when they read all the names and they get a little reaction out of them. Brian, the host of his uncle's Italian restaurant. The sweet one. The mysterious one. The rocker. The guy who wore his vest and isn't sure why he wore it and is kind of questioning why he even came this far to date 1 woman against 18 other men. Okay. They greet Jenn. They always run up to her and then try to hug her. If I'm here, I'm in the back walking, being like, yeah, I don't want to sweat through my shirt. I'm going to let the other guys get you for the first hug. I'll be last in line. I'll do last hugs. They're going in an Australian market and they're going to have all the local foods. Gonna be a tough date for me. Yeah, I'm not gonna do well on this date. I'd be like, where's the bathroom? If we're gonna do kangaroo salami and cheese, I'm gonna need to know if it's a good bathroom situation, if there are multiple. Will we be able to like burp in other spaces that aren't around you? They're gonna try Vegemite, and I've never had Vegemite, but I know that it's like offensive to your taste buds. I mean, I don't want to be fed Vegemite by a random human being. This is bizarre. I'd be like, I'll take the spoon myself. Yeah, I don't need this random man hand feeding me as if we are on our honeymoon. Jeremy, I take the spoon, man. They take a desert oyster shot, and then they eat this ball that's in the shot. And he says, those are kangaroo balls. Look at the reaction from the men. They're like, what? Kangaroo look at this guy's like, am I gay now? Do I have to come out? Do I get to celebrate Pride Month now? Please don't tell my parents. I'm not ready. I'm going to tell them on my own terms. This guy, Devin, steals Jenn away during the group date. And Aaron is really upset because this isn't the definition of group.
I do feel disrespected that we're on a group date. It should be a group date.
He's really obsessed. He's like, it's a group date. Do we know the meaning of group? I learned at a very young age that group is more than one. A lone date is alone. This is not a one-on-one, which would be two people. It is a group date, which is multiple people. He's giving very, young Chris Lee knows best. Devin steals her away to get ice cream, and then they just go up to this cabinet that's just out in the market. There's no way I'd be able to enjoy this. I'd be like, does anyone work here? Do we pay for this? We don't have to wear gloves? Don't you think this has been touched by everyone? So they walk into a stand-up comedy show at the Melbourne Comedy Festival. This comedian's on stage while they walk in. Can I just make sure everyone knows this is rude? None of them apologize. They're just talking in the back. Look at it. She doesn't say, sorry. They're walking in like a bunch of elephants. This person's on stage pouring out their heart, living their dream. Yeah, latecomers. Look, he's not even looking. This guy's just looking at other chicks. And this guy, Brian, definitely looks like the type of guy that would be like, oh, you do comedy? You do comedy? I'm pretty funny at the office. Oh, you gonna roast me? Oh, man, my uncle makes a good marinara. You should make fun of that. So they got 10 minutes to write jokes and then perform them on stage. And I like this honesty that this guy gives right here. He's like, are you funny? And he's like, no. I love that. Look at this. Is perfect answer. Most men would be like, well, it depends in what context. I mean, I'm pretty funny. I know what funny is. I know who is funny. I'm pretty good at doing quotes from The Office. This is not going to be easy for them. As a comedian, you don't want to see anyone with multicolored hair in the audience. That is a sign of a tough show. She's going to sit there, arms crossed. I identify as everything. Don't mess up. So Devin kicks off the stand-up show by accusing the other men of being in love with each other and not the woman. And right away, this woman is like, this isn't the show I bought a ticket for. I didn't come here for homophobia. I came here for love and to see hilarious comedy. I love to laugh, as you can tell from looking at me. And this is what I'm getting served. So we're at the group date after party, and the spectrum of outfits is just unbelievable. Jenn is dressed like the pillow in the nice living room that your mom gets mad when you touch it. This guy's wearing a scarf, not for warmth. He's not wearing a jacket. It's just a scarf. This is as much a necklace as it is a scarf. This guy back here just looks like he's going to pick up dinner for his family. Is cranberry vodka in? Is everyone drinking Cape Cods now? Because all the men going with a cranberry vodka situation, did they get a UTI on the flight? Am I missing something?
Really? I'm like a fat 13-year-old at heart that just had a...
Oh my God.
I'm just like...
Did you have a glow up?
This is my least favorite Bachelor thing. Two hot people agreeing that they were a little bit weird and different looking when they were 13. Really? No one else had that experience. All of our puberties were just totally normal. We were all hot. We all looked like we were on Saved by the Bell. All of us had abs like AC Slater when we were in high school. You two, oh man, I don't know how you dealt with that tragic backstory.
Question. What shaped you into the woman that you are?
Grant gets deep right away. Jenn hasn't exactly been deep. She's like, well, I went through puberty and that was very tough. No one else had that going on. Also, one time I had to take shots at a sorority mixer and they were warm tequila shots. They weren't even cold. So Aaron pulls Devin aside because he's mad at him.
In my head, I'm like, how serious is Dylan?
Devin.
Oh, he gets his name wrong right away. He's like, I'm Devin. The one that looks like if Pete Davidson went on a month-long bender. You know, the least attractive one in the house. The one that's got to be a little louder than everyone else so that I get noticed. That's me, Devin, not Dylan. So Aaron has his time with Jenn interrupted by Devin, who brings her more ice cream. If I'm Aaron, I'm like, hey man, don't you do anything other than ice cream? Don't you like a savory at all too? That's how I would combat this whole thing. I'd be like, Jen, didn't you have enough ice cream today? Don't you want like a chicken finger or something? So this guy Jeremy had his time interrupted last week in the Corvette. And Aaron's like, what should I do? And Jeremy's like, if it were me, I'd go back in there and beat his ass.
You should go back in.
You should go back in. Then this guy last week got out of the car. No, you should go back in. If that were me, I'm not going to interrupt my date, even though that's exactly what happened last week. Someone took my date and the car I came in on. So now Aaron goes in and interrupts Devin. He's like, hey, I got a pearl necklace on. So I'm really progressive and interesting. So I need more time with Jen to talk about how we shop for pearls. And now Devin comes back, kicks Aaron out. He's like, come on, I got ice cream to finish. I got a cherry stem I got to tie into a knot so I can show you that I can go down on you well. Come on, get out of here, Aaron. Take your pearl. And now they're having it out. And Devin goes around the horn. No judgment on you. Are you? Look at him. And then he's like, don't talk about me. No. Not looking for a fight. I'm only one to encourage others to get into a fight. No. Don't come at me. I'm an older man. Look at the sweater I wear. The group date rose goes to Grant, and Aaron is not happy. He's like, I guess someone didn't appreciate my pearls. She is more of a Dave Matthews Band puka shell type, so gonna have to switch up the style. So the one-on-one is with Marcus, who is a veteran Army Ranger who survived a grenade in Afghanistan. And they're going to do jumping out of a plane. Like, are the producers messing with him? Like, I don't think he wants to do war stuff. If I'm him, I'm like, let's do like fun dancing or pillow fights. I don't need to jump out of planes anymore. I don't need to be reminded of the horrors of war. He's literally the most calm person to ever jump out of a plane in the history of jumping out of a plane. Jen's freaking out. She's like, I guess this is it for me. I guess I've taken my last tequila shot. No one has ever been more calm than Marcus floating through the sky. He looks like he's getting a pedicure. Look at this. I mean, this is a little creepy. Look at this guy's like, hey, do you know he's an Army Ranger? He has like literally 0% body fat. This is unbelievable. Can't believe they let me wear shorts to work today. Now here's Jen landing, and then he does a total topple over, and he's laughing. Yeah, they always laugh when they screw up. If I was her, I'd be like, what's so funny? He's like, oh man, you almost broke your femur. That's how we do it. That's every time, landing like that. It's hilarious. Now watch how Marcus lands. I don't think I've ever seen a softer landing in my life. Look at, he's just like, yep, and toes on the ground. Let me just pull on this lever and I'll be detached from the guy who basically rode my back in a Speedo. I'd want my guy to be in pants. I don't need to have his bare thigh on the back of my thigh. It's just a little... So they do the nighttime portion of the date at the public library. This isn't something I would be happy about. I'd be like, okay, cool, beautiful library, nice lighting. Where's the kitchen? What does the library specialize in? Is this a fish place? Is this Nouveau American? How far away is the kitchen that's going to be serving us this meal? Are there even appetizers at the library? I don't read books. I eat. So Marcus tells his story about being in Afghanistan and surviving war. And can we show this to anyone that's about to talk about their parents being divorced and how their dad didn't drive them to softball as their big traumatic story? I think this one wins. I think this is the end of everyone else's trauma. So they're going to do a wildlife photo shoot where each of the men are going to be with animals and Jen. Guess which one's the wildlife expert and which one's the photographer? One guess. Yep, that's the photographer. No. Purple pants, long beard, dyed hair. That's the photographer. That's the guy who hates your pictures on Instagram because he can do it better with his big camera that a mom buys to take pictures of her kids at soccer practice. So they all go get in costume for the photo shoot, and they all choose to look like they're going to be in a low-budget porno that's shot in the Outback. I mean, this was a decision. He's like, no, I gotta open up the shirt. That's the only way she's gonna see the goods. I mean, this is at least a little bit more Han Solo-y. This guy actually looks like I would avoid him at a bar for fear that I'd be the first Jew he met. Sam, the walking Eric Church lyric, who looks like he's wearing shoulder pads, is gonna go first. And look, they bring over this lizard. How come everyone Sam makes eye contact with, it looks like he's trying to bang? Like, is that the most seductive look that anyone's ever given to a lizard? Ever? You can tell Sam M is going to stick around, because look how Jenn talks about him. Look at it, she laughs. That laugh is, oh my God, I can't believe I'm a little moist in the Outback right now. Now they bring out this owl for Spencer. Spencer has the sex appeal of a suburban dad who carries a lot of snacks around with him on vacation. Like, that little pouch is nothing more Spencer than that pouch. Like, yeah, don't worry, I have extra toothpicks if anyone needs them. Finally, we get some Hakeem, sweet, sweet baby Hakeem, our facial reaction king. And he doesn't want a spider, which is like the best case scenario. They bring out a spider, thank you. And there's the reaction we wanted. There it is. I mean, Hakeem. Sam, literally, I fucked a lizard. And Hakeem is like, no. I am going to show you exactly who I am the minute I react to this spider. Oh, Hakeem. And here goes the spider onto Hakeem. Give him the rose. Give it to him now, Jenn. Look what he's doing for you. He is deathly afraid. Look at it. Everyone's laughing. If I'm Hakeem, I'm like, hand me the rose with the other hand. I'll take the rose with the other hand. Spider's on my right. Rose on the left. Give it now. Look at it. They're all laughing. I'm feeling for Hakeem. He doesn't deserve this. He looks so much like Dr. Doofenshmirtz, it's not even funny. So this guy, Aaron, pulls Devin aside again to try and teach him about having depth, and he's like trying to be his dad or something. And then he gives him a book. If someone gave me a book, I would literally rip out the pages and start eating them in front of him. Give him a book to improve. I'd literally tear the page out, eat it, please. The principles of self-growth, get out of here. You're on The Bachelor. You're on a dating show. You did a self-tape. You don't know anything. You took months away from a fake job to try and get another fake job on TV. So we go to the rose ceremony cocktail hour. Jenn has never seen a furry shawl that she didn't like. How many furry... does she have a furry shawl budget? This is like the 5th furry shawl. We're on episode 2. How many bags of furry shawls did she bring to Australia? So the drama is that Devin took Jenn away when all the rest of the men wanted to get time with her because they didn't get a lot of time with her. This guy, Thomas, is angry. He didn't even look at Jenn. He's like, get over here. I have to talk to you. No, we're not having ice cream. There is no dessert tonight. So these two are having an argument over whether Devin disrespected the other men, and Jenn is doing exactly what I would be doing. I'd be mouthing along with the argument. I'd be like, and yeah, that's a good point. Oh, he also brings up a good point. Oh, okay. Didn't think of that point. Ooh, oh, okay. Yeah, we did have ice cream twice. So now Devin comes downstairs and tells everyone that he's not wrong. And there's division. People are agreeing with him. He's just trying to get his girl. And then look at Sam M., the walking Morgan Whalen guy. He's like, when a woman wants a man, a woman gonna want a man. But I don't know. I work with my hands. Down by the river. I like a crawdaddy in the summertime and a beer. Is that cool with you? This was a huge blunder for Thomas, and he realizes it right away. And then all of a sudden, Sam, the moisture maker, is like, I'll take it from here. And he's like, I guess you guys will be making out now. I'll be on my way. Enjoy the rest of the night. Sam M. and Jenn have made out longer than they've spoken.
Absolutely.
Why?
I bother you? Oh, well, little something like, and then they just make out for like 6 hours. Yeah, this guy is going straight through to the end. There's no question. We gotta be good. Come on, this is like a catfish on the Cajun Bayou. Jenn and Spencer have a little something going on. Every time she talks to Spencer, it feels like she's talking to like a young senator who's trying to get more local action. That hand, that is the biggest hand I have ever seen. Look at those mitts. It's covering the whole neck. So Devin goes and approaches Thomas outside. Thomas keeps talking about how he's gonna beat up Devin. It's hard to believe when he has like tears in his eyes. He's like, you're just lucky I'm not gonna like kick your ass. You don't even understand. I'm gonna punch you really hard and it's gonna hurt you. Right after I'm done wiping my tears off my cheek. So we're at the final rose and Thomas just looks like he's repeating to himself, look sexy, she's gonna notice. And it's really not working for him. And Thomas gets the final rose. Jahan, we never even got to know you. Marvin.
Thomas.
Goodbye, Marvin. Thomas receiving the rose, continuing the Devin rivalry. Brian, the host of an Italian restaurant, goes back to Uncle Luca's restaurant, and that's it. And that's it for The Bachelorette, and that's it for me. I will be back next week. Share my feed post, tag a friend, share the feed post to your stories to tell all the people who follow you. Back next week. Boom.